Okay, we're trying again here because round 7, when I tried to record it earlier, not only was it the slowest match of all time, but it was also just, oh my god, there was so much that went wrong in my initial recording, so I'm hoping that this is good so that I can upload these fucking videos, man. Anyways, here on top we have Leah versus Josh on the bottom. Joshua Schmidt, one of my more favorite players to watch here, and he's playing one of my favorite decks of all time, Vanquish Soul K9. And we see that he does start game number 1, normal summoning out that Raisin. Leah is one of the least traditional players that I've seen because they actually keep their cards down instead of having it in their hand open, when normally you would have it open so that you can go ahead and just shuffle your hand and stuff like that. So Leia here looking at the cards in their hand to see if they are going to respond to this Raisin summon, and they're going to start with a Chainlink 2 Fualos. Joshua having no response to that, it looks like. And are we going to see anything else? Again, this is why I have to speed up the video, because like Leia is just super fucking slow, and so is Josh here in this instance, and Josh just lets it go. Here, Chainlink 3 Imperm. You know, so the fact that Josh took his time and thought about it means that he probably did have an Ash Blossom, but now that he has to deal with this Imperm, you know, things are not looking too great for him overall, clearly. But he did hard draw the Vanquish Soul start, which is going to allow him to get his search off anyways, as if it never mattered. Not the best case scenario, but still much better than not being able to resolve the Raisin here at all. And so let's see what he ends up adding off of the Vanquish Soul start. Could be a Holly Sue, right? Could also be GL Long if he has Holly Sue already, or maybe a Dark like a Heavy Burger if he doesn't have one. So let's see what he ends up grabbing here. This is one of the more harder decks to pilot, especially nowadays with the reduction of Stake Your Soul and Raisin to 2. So, you know, the decision making is super important so that you can always play further. And as someone that's played this deck for a long time now, it doesn't get easy whatsoever. It's like playing Sylvans. Your decision making is dependent on the actions that happen, specifically, you know, what you're able to mill and stuff. And if it doesn't go into your favor, it's not going to be easy to plan out a combo. Although this deck is way more consistent than Sylvan's ever was back in the day in hat format, but that's besides the point. So we do see that Burger allowed him to draw here with the revealing of Shifter. He could always drop it, assuming he doesn't know what Leia is playing. And the wonderful thing here is that if this rock resolves, allowing him to get back the Heavy Burger, he will be able to go ahead and drop the Shifter later if he pleases to. But if he knows what Leia is playing, the Shifter would be detrimental more than it helps out. So let's see what he ends up planning on doing here. He's thinking, taking his time. I mean, okay, so he has a Stake Your Soul, which allows him to reveal the Noroi. This will allow him to special summon out a Holly Sue here if he wants to. This is going to give Leia the the second draw, 5th card in hand. And if he plans on playing any further, he's going to have to give her more draws. You could say it's worth giving Leia the draws here, as you're able to like set up full combo, and it's nearly impossible to beat going first. Both of these decks having amazing game 1s, right? But the thing is that with the Fua, it almost makes it not worth it, honestly. It would be more detrimental because the more cards you give something like Maliss, the more extenders they get access to, and that's super scary. So I'd rather, personally, at the very least, not do that myself. Yeah, it looks like he's going to just grab the Holly Sue back in the end phase and then pass. So here Leia is going to start early on with an Imperm on the rock, so that's unfortunate. You know, he's not going to be able to have access to Raisin, which means that he has one less card in hand, one less card on the field, and one less interruption overall. Here we see the Chessie Cat being normal summon, and Leia on the declaration of the effect will go ahead and get hit with an Ash Blossom, but again, Leia did draw 2 cards, so if she has any extender, she'll be able to continue playing. On Holly Sue effect, the special summon, Impulse will be utilized, and that will unfortunately negate and destroy, as she has an impermanent graveyard. So that's another interruption that Josh lost, unfortunately. And here we see the extender in hand being the Druid's Worm. Chessie Cat paying 3 to special summon itself out from the Banish Zone. And this is going to lead to the Red Ransom. Red Ransom effect's probably going to add the Maliss in Underground, Chainlink 2 Druid's Worm to send the Rock, so being able to chain block the effect, not that it matters, because Josh did already use the Ash Blossom, but I think from here he's going to have to scoop it up, because there is virtually no way for Josh to win here, especially considering we know what Burger, Noroi, Raisin, Holly Sue is in the graveyard. So we'll be back in game number 2 after this disastrous game 1. Alright, game number 2 is going to start now, and hopefully Josh can have a much better time here in game number 2 than game number 1. You never know, it could always be a quick 2-0 on Leia's end, but I'd rather see Josh being able to play here and hopefully win the game. So here we're going to see Jokul reveal Jokul. Not the best start, honestly. It kind of symbolizes that your hand is not that good. But Josh is going to go ahead and decide not to search here, to not play into the Droll, and go for the Ripper. So from here, Ripper will activate its effect to search, and Leia immediately ashing it could indicate that they had another piece of interruption in case Josh decides to Ripper this. But if he can keep playing, and it looks like he can considering he just summoned the Raisin, it's best to not play into the Nibiru here. So Raisin, what will it search this time? Game number 1 that searched Burger. This time it could be Holly Sue. But like, you know, it only makes it worth it if you have a Dark in hand, so let's see what they have. Okay, so Josh adds a Geolong. Interesting. Now he's going to go ahead and link into the Rock. Rock effect is going to go ahead and but add the Raisin to hand more than likely. Could Leia have another Imperm? If so, it could be pretty good, honestly, because it cuts Josh off of a Raisin summon next turn, but looks like there is no response from Leia's end. From here, we see Holly Sue reveal the Raisin. Interesting that he decided not to special summon the Holly Sue with the Jokul effect. From here, he does reveal a Dark and a Fire, which is going to allow Josh to summon out the Mad Love. Mad Love effect is going to go ahead and grab the Vanquish Soul Start, and now Start is going to go ahead target the Holly Sue in order to go ahead and search for a probably Burger, because he cannot add a Earth monster here, and Burger could get him a draw. Now from here, Josh is likely going to special summon out this Burger, and potentially even the Geolong later to go for number C104, but he could also be conservative and not do so. Oh, he decides to draw right now. I don't like drawing early with Burger. I know that you could potentially look for cards such as a Case for K9 and Jokul, but I think saving the draw for the end of the turn is much better. And the reason I say that is because in the end phase, Start would likely want to set the trap card. The fact that he's setting something right now, we'll see if he ended up drawing it or not. And it looks like he went straight to the end phase. End of main, Leia's going to activate the Miru, which gets stopped by the Ripper, so good on Josh for playing around it. And as you can see, Start did not set anything, which means that he likely drew it off the Heavy Burger, because we did see that his hand was just monsters last turn. And then we see Leia start the main phase with a activation of the Maliss in the Mirror, but that was on accident. She meant to do the Underground. So right now, Josh has a potential Raisin effect to search and pop monsters in the column of the Link Zone that's available. Holly Sue Steal or Summon from the deck. Burger already drew, I believe. And if he has a trap card, he has a field wipe plus a Caesar pop. So he has a lot of interruptions here. And one thing with Maliss is if you're not able to keep a monster on the board, you're not going to be able to normal summon. I'm sorry, not normal summon. If you have no bodies on the board, you cannot continue with your link plays, which means that you effectively end up losing out on bodies on the board, which could threaten a what's it called you to not be able to play the game, right? So I know I yapped there a little bit, but I was kind of in my head reading a text message. So here we see Holisu attempt to special summon from the deck, but this does get stopped by the Maliss in the mirror, and Josh is probably going to let that go because I don't think he has a way to out it unless he hard drew Caesar right now. But even if he did, what does he even summon at that point? Only time can tell. From here, we're going to see the Rock activate its effect to special summon the Raisin. So he's going to go ahead and get a search off. If he doesn't have Caesar, I see this adding Caesar right now. So he does. I think he sequenced it in that manner so that he could bait out the Maliss in the mirror. So good on Josh's part. And now Caesar will target the negated Holisu to special summon out into the field. And he is going to reveal 3 to pop the Dormouse, not wanting the Dormouse to get its effect off. Not bad. From here, we're going to see March Hare activate its effect. If he banishes Dormouse, it cannot summon because it already got banished. So it's probably going to be the Maliss in the mirror, and it is, which is going to allow him to get another search, which would be what? White Binder, maybe Chessy Cat if he has another Maliss card in hand. Looks like that is going to be the case. And now from here, he's going to link summon into the Lingaribo. This not only acts as a extra deck monster that can make use of his Wizard at Ignister, or maybe even backup. It looks like he has a Wizard though. But this will also be able to negate the Vanquish Soul Snow Devil. However, the Raisin being on the field here means that he will be able to destroy it on the same row. So that part of the equation is out now. And then from here, the White Rabbit's going to normal summon itself and declare its effect to what's it called? Set a trap card. So Josh is almost out of options here. He doesn't have very many interruptions left, but he will activate the Snow Devil, which will make Leah scoop it up. So game number 2 goes to Josh. We'll go straight to game number 3. Number 3 is up. Leah will be able to go first this time, and Vanquish Soul Canine does not have a very good matchup overall into Maliss. Maliss being able to have a very strong turn 1 end board means that the board breaking capabilities of Vanquish Soul Canine is normally not going to be effective because it's just really hard to break through and go for a Zeus. Now it's not impossible, but I mean the fact that this deck can draw a lot means that they not only on top of their impressive end board, they also get to have a bunch of hand traps. So this is potentially going to be difficult for Josh to beat, but if he gets to a point where he can Zeus, he should be fine. So we'll see. Leia is going to go ahead and start with a Gold Sark to grab the Dormouse summon, and then Dormouse banish the White Rabbit to set a trap card. From here, we're going to see Josh Chainlink 2 activate the Fualos in order to hopefully get some draws here. We'll see how Leia decides to play this out. So Leia is more than likely going to set MTP, maybe GWC, but they really need some extenders to be able to continue playing, because these 2 bodies are not full combo anymore since Splash Mage is unfortunately banned. Although I'm glad that it is, because I hate that card. Speaking of bans, Master Duel banned Red Ransom, which is incredible because I did not think that they were going to kill Maliss this early in MD, but shout out to Konami for doing something good for once. So here we did see the MTP be set, and I think I see a Bestial in hand, so Leia does have an extender. One thing Leia can do is link off or link Garibo and then summon the Ball Drake and then go for a red ransom here. So, let's see what they plan on doing here. Instead, they go ahead and normal summon the March Hare. So, okay, interesting. I guess that's fine. This will allow them to go for the 3 bodies, to go for the red ransom. So it looks like they are going to play into the Fuelos. This is a deck that can do so and almost have little to no repercussions because board breakers aren't even effective against anyway. So also they have many ways to play through the Nibiru. So this should work out in Leia's favor. Because otherwise the play that I was thinking of would be to just have the Cryptor live, right? But no, they are going to extend further. From here, after adding the, I believe it was the Malice in the Mirror, could be wrong, they are going to go ahead and activate the Ball Drake to banish out the March Hare, and then March Hare can use this effect to add itself back to the hand by paying 300. Now, they could go for a Cyber's Wicked if they're planning on extending this far, which can grab them the backup and the Wizard. Ultimately, you know, Josh is going to have to see some cards like Izuna's, maybe Nibiru if he plays it. Meows would be beneficial. That would solidify this game towards his favor a little bit more, potentially. But I haven't seen his deck profile, even though he uploaded it not that long ago, so I have no clue what he's going to do. However, Leia does go ahead and activate this GWC06, banishing the red ransom for cost, and summoning out the White Rabbit. From here, he's going to pay 900 to special summon out the red ransom and more than likely banish the Chessy Cat so that she can get into rotation. Chessy Cat on summon now will be able to, well, it has no on summon effect, but she can go ahead and banish the March Hare or the Malice in the Mirror so that she can draw 2. And let's see what happens. Okay, so it will be the March Hare. It could have been Malice in the Mirror, because that would have allowed her to banish a Malice anyways, and then grab another copy of March Hare so that she can have 2. One for this turn, of course, and the other one for the next turn. Now, again, these 3 bodies here could go straight for a Heart's Cryptor at this point, and this could be more than enough. Or they could go for the White Binder and then reset the GWC, and then with the, I mean, what do you have from there? They needed to have drawn an extender off of the what's it called? Off of the draws here. So Link 3, is this going to be Binder or Cryptor? There's always a chance, though, too, that they could be playing TB11, even though I think that card sucks. I mean, it is an extra body for Malice. So here we see the White Binder be summoned, which is going to, looks like, banish cards. And all of the Malice monsters at this point have user effects for the main deck one. So just banishing the Dormouse for the effect, resetting the GWC06, and oh, okay, they play the Radiant Typhoon card. So the Radiant Typhoon cards can activate their effects to special summon themselves if the opponent has no spell and trap cards in the spell and trap zone. And now they are using that one Radiant Typhoon spell. I think that's the Draw 2 or Searcher. So the Swen is what they summoned. I guess the Radiant Typhoon cards are really nice because you could go for the Cherubini with 2 level 3s, assuming they don't like windlock you. And then dump like a Malice monster and then summon it with a either Bestial or a March Hare, right? So it looks like Eldam is going to search for another Radiant Typhoon. Okay, yeah, no, these are really good extenders actually, especially because the amount of advantage that you generate is going to be really good. This could also make the rank 3 Bamboozling, which can negate cards like Nib and force each player to draw instead, so I'm liking that idea a lot actually, holy shit. Okay, so from here, after deliberating, she is going to go ahead and link for the SP Little Knight. Little Knight effect is going to target the white binder to banish it. So this is the third draw for Josh, I think. He is thinking of responding potentially. I don't know if he potentially has a ghost spell or not. If he does, I think he would have used it earlier, unless he just drew it. Maybe he has a canine monster? I don't know. Recently, though, for those that haven't been informed, I am working part-time for Epic for a little bit. So shout out to Epic, making some money on the side, you know, while I am currently unemployed. So I might as well take the time to make money where I can. So shout out to them. So this is the third draw now that Leia has drawn, along with having the white binder, and then they could go for a access code talker, or no, it's ally code, and it looks like that is what they're planning to do, using a 3 and then 1/1 to make the ally code talker. So it looks like they're not going to go for a cryptor. I think the only way you make cryptor there is if you had like a wizard at Ignister to be able to then follow that up later. So yeah, Allied Code Talker is going to go ahead and special summon out the Maliss. Well, I'm assuming Binder and Ransom. Josh taking his time thinking if it's worth using something right now. Okay, he allows us to go through. And then I think that's it for Leia. 4 draws total, not too bad. And then passes. Does Josh have something? Looks like he does. At the end of main, he will go ahead and activate the effect of the Zuna to go ahead and special summon itself out. Leia more than likely is going to negate this, right? I can't imagine Leia not doing so. So yeah, negate and then banish the Izuna. So that is one card that you already don't have to deal with. But like Allied Code gets his negate next turn anyway, so we'll see what happens. So off the top, let's see what Josh is able to do to break this board. Again, there's going to be a lot. We have GWC that can summon out the white binder and then banish cards to increase Leia's follow-up count. MTP search and banish, SP banish, Allied Code Talker negate, and any potential hand traps that she might have drawn, whether it be Impulse, Ash Blossom, etc. We'll see. So here, the Noroi effect is going to be activated, and it looks like Leia is going to activate Malice in the Mirror on the Noroi instead of banishing it with the Allied Code Talker. Okay, so this banishes the Red Ransom, and then Red Ransom can summon itself out and banish a Malice monster if they want. I don't know if it'd be necessary, but you know, to each their own. So this pays 9, special summons back, and banishes the March Hare. So instead of searching it with the MTP, they're gonna add it to their hand this way. Okay. And then, so it looks like it was Chainlink 1 March Hare, Chainlink 2 Red Ransom, or vice versa, to search for Malice in Underground. So, I mean, yeah, you can't tell me that Malice is still not one of the best decks of the format when they have boards like this. And Leia didn't brick at all in either game, too. So, that just shows that the deck is still very consistent. I wonder if Konami's gonna hit it in the TCG. I personally doubt it, but I can see it. Although in the OCG is also still going strong, so maybe they will not attempt to do so. Okay, this is a really good draw for Josh. She's revealing Stake Your Soul, revealing the Lantern, so he's going to summon Mad Love more than likely. This could be stopped by the Allied Code Talker at Ignister, or an Ash Blossom. If Leia has an Ash instead, that's going to do wonders for her. Looks like the answer is going to be no, though. She's thinking really hard. The one thing, though, is that this is basically going to get Mad Love, and Mad Love's interruption is almost non-existent because there are currently only Link monsters on Leia's side of the field. So if Josh ever wanted to bounce back, it would be his own Noroi. You know, one of the negatives for the Mad Love here. But I mean, if it gets some Field Spell and the Search, that could be really good. So, yeah, I mean, she's still thinking, but yeah, I'm glad I sped this video up, man. Can you imagine sitting here for like 20 minutes while they're deciding? But this does resolve, and this is going to special summon out the Mad Love. Mad Love effect is going to be Chain Link 1 to search, and Leia could activate SP here, targeting both monsters, because that makes the target lose the target for start, but at the same time, she could do it on the activation of the effect or on MTP to banish the field spell. But instead, she decides to use the MTP early here to search and to banish the Mad Love. Okay. I don't think that was necessary to do here, wholeheartedly. Because even if he uses it to link, it wouldn't be to his benefit, at least in my opinion, but screw it, I guess. This is going to add Chessy Cat, as I do believe Dormouse is at 1, so yeah, that'd be the best card to have alongside the Rabbit, I guess, but maybe there's no other trap, so might as well just add the other one with the highest attack. Okay, so that's a few interruptions down. The only thing Leia has left is SP, Allied Code Talker, and GWC to have White Binder banish stuff. Oh, and he also has March Hare. So let's see if anything else can be done here. Red Ransom already uses effects. Let's see how he decides to proceed, and it's going to be with a Joe Cool, special summoning out the Holly Sue. Not bad. If Leia has an Impulse, this is going to be amazing. But then again, she knows Lantern, right? So maybe it's not going to be that crazy. You probably just negate it with the Allied Code Talker then, because if this resolves, this puts 3 level 5s on board, and you have to invest more to get rid of them, as it will allow Joshua to XC summon with them, and then from there, things can blow out of proportion. But it looks like she is going to let it go, and from here, is she going to activate GWC? Nah, probably not. That wouldn't make sense here. So instead, Josh is going to have no interruptions on the summon and going and activating the Joe Pool to search for a monster here. He already has Lantern, so the best body that he can grab is what? Izuna? And on that activation, the SP Little Knight will target the Holly Suit in itself to banish themselves for the end of the turn. Josh could chain and take the SP, but they still get banished, so it wouldn't make sense. And if he chains to special summon, then it probably baits out the Allied Code Talker, honestly. But Josh decides not to do anything with it. And the wonderful thing about Holly Sue is that her effect is not is not during the main phase. So she can always summon on resolution of SP Little Knight during the end if he has the right attribute. So here we do see the Izuna being added, and now the only thing you really have to bait out is Allied Code Talker. So how is he going to do that? You have the option of doing it with the Nash Knight, but the Nash Knight is, you kind of want to keep it because that's like your best way into Zeus. So maybe he's going for Jax. He acknowledges that the Allied Code is still alive. Yeah, this is not very easy, but you know, with both engines working hand in hand, you can make a lot of things possible. So Jax gets summoned onto the board, and on summon, Jax will activate its effect to detach and pop the Allied Code Talker. Leia is going to activate the Allied Code, which is going to tribute the Red Ransom to negate and banish it. And now, what more can we see here? Probably, oh, Druid's Worm. So she cannot actually do that because he does not control any monsters on the field. She could March Hare, Or, like I said, just activate the effect of GWC. But I guess she wants to draw, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I think she wants to draw. That would make the most likely sense. Because at this point, getting an Impulse or an Ash on top of already what you've used is actually going to be very beneficial. And it looks like the judges are catching it. So yeah, can't activate Druid Swarm, and that will... yeah, it looks like she's going to receive a warning for an illegal activation, which is fine. As long as she doesn't make the same mistake, she'll be A-okay. So, March here. Special summoning itself out, banishing the White Binder. White Binder now paying 900 to go ahead and special itself out, and then drawing a card. And then on summon, she's more than likely going to banish Jokul and Noroi so that the Lantern has no targets. But she already has activated a monster effect in hand, which means that the Izuna will be able to go ahead and special summon it herself and then dump like Lupus in order to continue playing. You know, that's assuming Josh didn't draw it, because if he did draw the Lupus, let's see what's known. Lantern, Izuna, Vanquish will start. I think that's it so far. I don't think there's any other known cards in Josh's hand. Okay, so it looks like Stake Your Soul. Oh, okay, yeah. Stake Your Soul, Jokul, and what's her face? Noroi. And now here he's going to go ahead and special summon the Izuna and declare the effect. So maybe Josh did not draw it. And again, it looks like Leia didn't draw an Impulse off of this or an Ash Blossom. So at this point, what is he going to dump? I guess they are thinking about what to dump at this point. Looks like it's going to be a case for K9. Unfortunate. That means he drew the Lupus. Well, Lupus is now going to declare its effect to special summon itself out. Leia does not appear to have any traps to stop this. Oh! Okay, so she's going for the Baldrake. The Baldrake effect is going to be able to banish any monster here at this point. So if Josh decides to go for a XC summon, the Baldrake will be able to tribute one of the monsters on the field to banish it on summon. So this is going to banish the March Hare, special summon itself out, and then, or I'm sorry, I said March Hare, the White Binder, or White Rabbit, fuck. In order to go ahead and, if she has trap cards, she can set another one, again, like TB11, but I don't think that will be the case. So pay 300, yeah, it's just gonna be an extra body. This is still anyone's game. Josh can go ahead and bait out the Baldrake here, and now he's also going to, she's also going to go for the Druid Worm. So this is going to banish the other Baldrake in the graveyard to summon itself out. Okay, and now, I mean, at this point, Josh has to go ahead and continue playing here. So this is going to summon out the Nash Knight. Does Baldrake target? That's a very good question. It looks like it does, because Baldrake did not use its effect there, meaning that Josh can now resolve this and add the Nash Knight to the bottom of it as a material. And then from here, overlay into the CXC's Nash Knight. Okay, okay. We're getting somewhere. If he plays a 1-on-1 package, this is going to be really good, because then it could take the, what's-his-face, Baldrake. Leia has no response to the CXC's Nash Knight. So, okay, unfortunately we see number C104. Leia will go ahead, activate the GWC, and Josh did have a Ghost Spell. So, it looks like whenever I was thinking that he had one, he ended up actually drawing it. And now we're going to see the Lantern effect activate. Special summoning out the Noroi, and now he can go for a Ripper. That means the other cards in hand are what? One of them is definitely Vanquish Soul Start. The other one, we do not know. Quite unfortunate then. Does Josh still not lose this game? I think he does, especially because, look, we have very, very little time now. So he's going to just swing at everything possible that he can, and now overlay into Ripper. Yeah, I think they're gonna get a double match loss, which would really suck here. And then go for a Zeus on top of the Ripper. End phase. Holly Sue returns everything, and yeah, that's quite tough. We know Maliss in Underground too, so Leia can activate it and then, well, I was going to say activate it, but it looks like she does have extenders here. And she's going to immediately go to access code. Access code is not going to be stopped at all. And the Druid Swarm is also going to just work wonders getting rid of these monsters here. Although she cannot target the Zeus. Yeah, that's one thing that she has to make note of. She cannot target Zeus because Zeus has Lupus under as a material. And then from here on resolution, Josh is going to go ahead and activate the Zeus effect to wipe, but I mean, the Maliss in the Underground here is going to solidify the match here, assuming Josh does not decide to, you know, play till the end here and get a double match loss. Yeah, target Lupus. You don't have to target Holly, so you could have targeted more. And then Josh scoops it up, being a good sport. And yeah, unfortunately, couldn't really break through the Maliss board. And I think it's because he didn't have a fire in his hand wholeheartedly. If he had a fire, I think he would have been able to continue playing and actually break the board here. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. So congratulations to Leia. Maliss needs to get hit. I'm tired of seeing that deck. Thank you guys for watching. Peace and have a wonderful day.